the change of plan. Always seem to be doing that. So now part 8, I was going to be doing the feather edge for part 8, but now I'm going to be putting the apex roof on. I'm just going to be putting the apex, the trusses on. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm hoping with the bird's mouth thing they'll just slot in and then put a couple of nails in just to keep it in place for a minute, and then I'll put like a screw in each side as well. There's 5 to put on, 2 end trusses and the 3 in the middle. I think once I've done the two of them on the sort of the outer edges, I'm going to put like a little guide wire going across so I can tell where the centre is, because obviously I don't want it going off centre. And if need be, I think there's one of the bird's mouths that was a little bit tight last time, so I might just give it a little shave and knock the centre line over a bit. It's a bit easier, but that's if they fit on there. They might not fit on there. I might have had my maths all out, because don't forget, I think it's back in part 5 of part 6, I winged it big time. There's no calculations, no nothing like that. It's just cutting it by eye and hoping for the best. Now I've just sort of laid a couple out on the actual base there, as you can see, and what I've done is where the bird's mouth bit is, I've just double checked my nails are big enough. These are the 90mm nail gun nails, and they got enough with about, I'd say about 2 centimetres, 25mm to spare, so plenty there, just to get a grip, and then put a screw through, which I think they're 100mm screws. Can't remember, and that should be enough to keep them secure. And if I've got enough timber, I might put some struts across from each apex truss, just to give it that extra bit of strength. But we'll see. It's looking good at the minute though. Let's see if they fit. So I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do this. Easy. And this is the same way I've done it before for things like me garden gate and stuff. So what you do, you lay it your block of wood sort of, it's because I got this, it's harder to do the angle. Sort of what I could have done was put that on top there and copy the angle like that, but I can't because that piece of wood's there. So what I have to do, I have to put it like that, make sure it's straight, and then just draw it from the underside, and then that'll be the angle. It's a bit crude, but it does work. So I'm going to crack on with that. So there you go, that's what I've come out with. So what I'm going to do is use the chop saw just to cut that angle off, and then offer it up, make sure it's okay, and I've just got to get the height and then chop it down, and then I can fit the first apex truss on. Do the same for the other one, and then hopefully that'll be it. And this is basically to just give it a little bit of strength, sort of with the pressure pushing down it with the weight. Plus, as well, there's nothing for the feather edge to attach to else, and it, you know, in the middle, if it wasn't for this, it'd be bowing and flexing and all sorts. So this is a good idea. So then you can sort of you can attach your feather edge to it, and it'll rigidify, if that's a word. It'll make the structure more rigid. more hardy. I might even, when it's up, sort out some smaller ones to go sort of across there, but we'll see how this turns out first. Right, I just cut it on a chop saw, so I'm just going to give this a check. Good enough for me. And you can use that sort of thing with making your doors and all sorts. So you basically just put it roughly in place, draw the angle, straight from the door or whatever, and transfer it onto your new piece of wood. Cut the angles off, and it should look like that. Really good. I'm happy with that. So I'll put the apex back up there, nail it down, and then we'll cut this bit to length and nail it all in. Shouldn't be too hard. Right, we're going to line it all up again. Nailers hanging up there ready to go. I'm going to chuck a couple of nails in, boom each side, and then put some screws in as well. Well, probably one screw in each side just for extra measure, and then nail the little middle strut on. Once I've got the measurements. So shouldn't be long. There we go. All I'm doing is just winging it, just putting it up against the side and then put the line where I need it, and that seems to be nice and accurate. I use some slightly smaller nails now just to put them in. I'm going to try see if I can find like a plumb line or something, string it between the two peaks of the apex, and then fit the others in the middle. I'm going to have to sort of think about the what I'm going to do here, because the the roof panels come at a particular size, so I'm going to have to work out where they'll end as to where I put the different sort of apex things, because you're going to want where it stops, you're going to want it to lay between a truss, so then you can sort of like attach the next part to the other half, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this seems to be going alright at the minute. I'm well happy. I mean, the bird's mouth thing at the end was a little bit looser than the first one here, but still worked. It all seems to be quite good at the minute. No major mess ups yet. There's always time, but yeah, looking alright for a minute. Happy at the minute. Job done. The first one's not particularly that good because it's the nail split the wood, but oh well. It's got a screw in the other side, so obviously, like all the rest of the time, I'll put like an angled countersink hole in. I'll then put the countersink bit in there as well to countersink the head of the screw, and then screwed it in. Generally that doesn't split the wood, but obviously that nailer just split it wide open, so now I'm going to try and find the old plumb bob thing, bit of plumb bob if I got line if I got it, stretch it right across, and then when I put the others in I know that there's a straight line in between it. If it's nice and tight, if I put the other things in between, I can see if they're in a straight line, if the peak is sort of like running straight. If it isn't, then I can sort of adjust each sort of roof piece to suit. I don't think there's been much in it. Everything seems to be going alright for a minute, but it's got to be done. Yeah, because I've got to make sure it's straight, because you won't be able to put the roof panels on properly if you don't put it on straight. And also I'm going to have to work out where I'm going to put the other three roof trusses, because obviously the lengths matter because of the sort of area of the wood for the roof. Right, so enough for now, and I'm going to go and measure the wood and find out where these trusses need to go. See you later. Right, so what I've done now, I found out my OSB roof. The sheet's 2440 by 1220. So what I'm going to do, or what I've done already, I've got it there. I've measured across each side where the ends will stop. So then you can sort of stagger them. So one side, you know, that's one whole piece going from this side to there. Then it'll cut off, and then so it'll be a separate piece of roof. And then the other side, you can start it off with a whole piece at the back coming forwards, and then the sort of additional piece at the front. So it all staggers it, so it makes it a little bit stronger. Right. Soon time to find this plumb line and get the others up. Right. Just as I was marking all them off, I just realised right at the back, I had some gaps. I didn't see them before from where the apex piece joins onto the actual frame of the shed. So it looks like I've got a piece of wood that's sort of warped, sort of like that, which sucks a bit. But I think, hoping that I'll be able to force it over when I put the roof on. No, I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference, to be honest. But it's just another of them pain in the asses when you're dealing with this warped wood. Not good for a beginner like me to deal with. It's alright ball ache, but I'll just have to work through it somehow. So I've marked up where the two got to go, so just got to find the centre point, mark that, and then that's all three the trusses for the centre. And then it's screw them and nail them on. That's about it. And with the plumb line, if I see that any are off centre, I can then, because the line will be nice and tight hopefully, you'll be able to see if there's any that are slightly out. Just cut them out, bird's mouth a little bit, just to enable it to go over a little bit. I don't think there's going to be big measurements involved, very tiny movement, and then I use the multi-tool just to shave a little bit off there, like. And hopefully just knock it over a little bit, and then that's it. And then once they're all up, measure how much overhang I want, and then I'll just trim them. So I'll trim them all, I think it's something like 10 centimetres, and when it comes, so I've got to go and buy some. I'm going to cap it off on the end with some treated timber, because it'll be more exposed to the weather. This stuff's untreated, but I might just, before I start chucking the feather edge on, I might just to be safe, just go give it all a quick once over the roller and some wood preserver, just to be extra safe. You know, putting this much effort into building it, I don't want it to go after 2 years because it's rotted. Yeah, I want this one to last 10-15 years easy. We'll see. Right, see you in a bit. I knew I had some somewhere. So once I got the knots out of it, find a little sort of tack or something to put in each of the peaks, the apex trusses there, and then go right across nice and tight, and that will show you the centre line, and then basically line the others up, line the other apexes up on that. If they don't fit, then trim them a little bit on the bird's mouth and move it over so it's all in line. But, yeah, happy with that. I don't think I'll find it. Cool. There we go. So the plumb line's up now. It's going through there. Looks nice. The other one's pretty much dead on. The only thing I'm worried about are these. The wood just seems like it's warped on both of those now. I don't know if that's how I was storing it or not, but no, it's not good. But we'll see how we go. Now gonna nail the middle one on, and then I'll do the two others. There you go. And that's all 5 roof trusses up. So now I'm just going to tidy it up by drilling in, putting one big screw in each end just to make sure it's all secure. Right, there you go. That is the apex roof trusses put in. All seems okay. Some of it's a little bit twisted though, I think, the warping, but that is all in there. Getting there. It's actually looking like a real shed. So the next one's going to be the feather edge. Then get that on there, and then that'll be the walls all waterproofed. But I think in a minute what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack out the roller and the wood preserver, and I'm just going to give everything a quick coat on the frame. It won't take long. Just that added bit of protection, like, you know, keep it good for that little bit longer. So the only thing I need to do with the apex bit now is to make sure all those are all even. They should be. If they're not, trim them. And then once I've done that, I've got a bit of capping to go all the way across like that. And then when the roof is put on, you can put you take the felt and wrap it around. So and that'll be treated with as well. So because it's going to be exposed a little bit more to the wet. I love that as really nice stuff. Really good treated stuff. So yeah, well happy how it's gone. And next one will be the feather edge.